Hello, friends. It's Chapo. It seems to me like Americans are more frightened than ever. What are they afraid of? Well, I'd like to talk about two things Americans are afraid of. The first is murals in schools that possibly contain demons, and the other is voting. So, just two things on Americans' mind. But the first story of Halloween defright comes courtesy of a Michigan high school. They commissioned a high schooler, to draw a mural for them, and that's where our story begins. Have you guys seen this story?
Yeah.
I was too scared. I was too scared to read it.
A bone chilling 13-year-old, I believe, she drew some type of mural, except like the type of mural that you see in any school or like under any bridge where some part of your city is doing an urban renewal project, just something you like walk by. And I think a dozen people have been sucked into hell through it. Am I getting that
Yeah,
right? Is
yeah.
that the number as of the time of the recording?
Yeah, there's been the hellmouth has been opened by this horrific, Bosch like canvas of demonic horrors. Let's just read the article here. This is courtesy of NBC News. A high school artist was chosen to paint a mural. Then came the outrage. A mural painted by a high school student came under fire when parents alleged it was promoting LGBTQ imagery and witchcraft. Earlier this year, a Grant, Michigan high school sophomore won a contest to brighten up the middle school health center, according to a statement from Grant Public Schools. Grant Public Schools said the student received approval to paint images of smiling children, as well as the message, "Stay healthy." Okay, well, I mean, that's a problem right there.
That's pretty fucked up. You're going to tell me that health is better than being sickly? You're going to tell me that is a superior state of being?
This is neither here nor there, but isn't it kind of funny that conservatives did like the current fat activism that we see now when Michelle Obama did the school lunches? I was just thinking about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, no, that was like, 12 years ago. Yeah, the Michelle Obama, hey kids, how about eating vegetables? And then they were like, how dare you? How dare you tell me to do my bodies in spaces? But now that everyone's obsessed with seed oils and soy and shit like that, they're like, can we get some vegetables for kids, please? Sorry. Kids, they would be eating carrots and celery and things like that, but no, their souls are being sucked into hell through murals.
Yeah, it's tough. No one wants that to happen. You send your kid off to school, hoping that they'll be like a Rudy type walk on to the football team. Maybe that maybe they'll make friends with a chemistry teacher, develop a
Oh,
business
right.
relationship that goes past that. Maybe they find another boy and they stop smugglers. The things that maybe they'll be euphoria themselves. What you don't want is your kid to be sucked into eternal damnation forever. You can't get them out. You've tried calling the superintendent. They say that they have to call their boss to contact hell.
I mean, well, one thing's for sure, you cannot get your kid's soul back from the underworld at a PTA meeting, although parents are trying. It says here, in the painting, there are three children. A boy is seen in a light blue, pink, and white t-shirt, the colors of the transgender pride flag. A girl wears pink, royal blue, and purple, the colors of the bisexual flag. And a second girl is in a rainbow pride colors. It says GPS Superintendent Brett Zuver was a contest judge. He did not respond to an email asking if he understood the meaning of the colors when the student's design was chosen as the winner. GPS said the final mural included some features that were not part of the agreement, including a demon face inspired by a popular video game called Genshin Impact. Felix, are you familiar with Genshin Impact or any potential demonic influences?
I've heard of it. I've never played it. It's like I think it's one of those games where you play as a girl who's like just not dressed right for her mission of beating up monsters. She's wearing like a pencil skirt. And she has a big sword. If it's the one I'm thinking of, this people always send me angry emails when I get the premise of these types of things wrong.
But I mean, is the video game demon related?
Okay. Well, oh wow. Okay. I don't think this is. I think if there's any demons in this, the girl in the pencil skirt is fighting them. Okay. Chapter 3, The Traveler. I guess that's the pencil skirt girl's name. I would change into some type of pants doing that if you're traveling. She departs for Simuru in search of Lesser Lord Kunisali. She realizes she's the Dendro Archon. That sounds a little demon, but I mean, it sounds like she's fighting demons. I don't know. What do I know? I've never played this game.
Dendro Archon. So the hair demon, is that the idea?
Yeah, it's this awful demon that when it curses you, you have to use Head and Shoulders, which is one of the worst smelling shampoos. It makes your hair really dry.
So it contained a demon face from the popular video game, and also a Hamsa hand, also known as the Hand of Fatima or Hand of Mary. The palm-shaped design has been a symbol for good luck or protection for centuries in many cultures, including Latin America. Okay, that sounds like Catholic devilry to me. So that's one possible demonic influence, and then one absolutely confirmed demonic influence in this high school mural. Going on here, it says, at a school board meeting on October 10th, parents accused the student artist of promoting witchcraft by including the Hamza hand as well as the video game character that bears the likeness of a demon. Parents also objected to the use of LGBTQ colors. I put my art up there to make people feel welcome, the student artist said, her voice breaking in footage captured at the meeting by WZZM TV, a local news station based in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I put my art up there to make people feel welcomed.
That's how Grant High School student Evelyn Gonzalez describes this mural. She painted it inside the middle school's Teen Health Center, and parents are concerned about some of its content.
I feel like she did a really good job finding excuses to defend the things she put on. None of us are that.
Parents allege the video game character is actually a depiction of Satan and that the hand symbol is demonic, with several even using the word witchcraft to describe it.
That's not what I'm a part of, and that's not what I'm trying to put out there.
As for the transgender flag, one parent implied it's a sickness.
When adults pretend things that are like real life, it's a mental illness. We need counselors. We need the medication that's going to help bipolar disorder, fix their brains.
With another saying it's discriminatory against Christian beliefs.
We and our administration should embrace that and get all of this hate material out of our schools, because it is hate material.
I feel she did a good job finding excuses to defend the things you put on. None of us are that. Okay, to that unnamed adult at this parent-teacher association meeting, I can assure you that you are that. And I guess like this story has left me in feeling fairly bleak, because it's just sort of like, it's 2022 now, and it seems like pretty much half the country is convinced that witchcraft is real. And in basically like teachers and students at local high schools are agents of the devil. I mean, the way I guess the best way I saw this described is mostly middle class or well-off people in the wealthiest nation in the 21st century now have fully the mindset of medieval peasants, but without any of the socioeconomic justifications for it. So, I mean, what do we make of this? What do you make of this country descending into like the total ignorant savagery of just like, just being haunted by literal demons and witchcraft, and seeking to sort of prosecute seeking to prosecute children essentially for doing devilry to them?
Everyone is exactly, or not everyone, just like a very big part of this country is like, as people were when you used to have like 13 kids because 10 of them were going to die. I don't know. I got to say it's the phones. It's a ton of things, but phones aren't helping. You have the conditions of like this vague feeling that you're at the end of something, that you got in at the end of something, that like it just gives you this like ambient shitty feeling. And I mean, that you're already going to do goofy shit and like, at best irritate people, at worst, like kill somebody because someone told you that they levitated. But when you have this feeling that you're at the end of something and you're given the opportunity to like solve a puzzle created in a collaborative fiction environment by people exactly as you, this will be like the exact outcome.
Yeah, I mean, people are trying to figure out what's going on. Why do they feel the way they do? And there's no help coming from any of the institutions that are supposed to generate our collective reality, because they have been delegitimized by the fact that they keep telling you that everything's okay, which clearly isn't. And so where are you going to go to find an answer? And the only place is to the people who you have the most like cultural affinity with, because they're the ones you're going to be able to communicate most effectively with. And what are they getting? Where are they getting their ideas? Just they're pulling them off of the fucking junk pile of information that's being dumped into their face by people trying to make a fucking buck off of them. And then they're going to create their own narratives that have the benefit of being against whatever discredited mainstream structures exist, but have a base in just their ambient cultural anxieties. So they'll never be able to address like any real sources of their disquiet. They can only find a scapegoat, because that's the only path forward. Like, you can't meaningfully confront the people responsible for anything going wrong in this country. You can go and make a fucking teenager cry at a school board meeting, though. You can do that. Then you can feel like you're doing something because you had the experience of totally owning this demon child.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily I don't really think like it's like poor people or like working class people or like even necessarily like struggling middle class people doing a lot of this, right? I feel like it's a lot of the times this is people who are comfortable, but just like are kind of aware that the party is going to be done soon without verbalizing.
Well, some of them aren't poor necessarily, but they're not confident that whatever comfort they have is going to last. And if they have kids, they certainly don't think their kids are going to have anything like what they had. But it is interesting how many of the people who show up for these things don't even fucking have kids.
Yeah, that's the best type of person.
Just be like, yeah, like if I had a teenager or children at all, I would be terrified of this mural being in their school. And I guess like the sinister thing about all this is like, yeah, like there've always been like wacky people who are obsessed with things like, like that Satan is in heavy metal music and shit like that. But it does seem to me like that a real driving force behind all of this is a hatred of children, and like the fact that like this is all done under the guise of preventing children from being abused, and the way they're going to go about doing that is abusing children.
Well, yeah, hating children is hating the future, right?
Yeah, because these people feel like they have no place in the future. So I think it's interesting that schools are now being made like the battleground of this culture war, because I think like every new life represents to these people a future that they won't belong to.
Right.
Or they won't be in.
I don't